everyone. This is Creating Grin. Join us as we play Dungeons & Dragons, the 5th edition, around ye old table, throwing dice, telling stories, and creating legacies. Joining me around ye old table via the scrying spell is our special guest, the Insight Chicks. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves and about your character that you'll be playing?
Shall I go? You go first. So my name's Emma. I'm one half of Insight Chicks, and I am playing Twilight Shadow Bloom today, who is a halfling wizard who loves necromancy. So that's it. You'll find out more about her shortly.
And I'm Katy, the other half of Insight Chicks, and I'm playing Uncle, who is a satyr bard, who, for all intents and purposes, is along for the ride, really, and is all there for like the good vibes and the joyful evenings. Yeah, you can find us at Insight Chicks on Instagram.
Awesome. And I'm Eric. I will be the Grid Master for this special chapter of our tale. So, after traveling to the Protector's Enclave, visiting the ruins of the House of Knowledge, encountering the mysterious symbols of the cult of Ashmediah, locating the Lost Vault of Knowledge, run by Lore Master Atlavist, gaining knowledge on the Demigorgon, the Weave, the Tower of Twilight, receiving a letter from the Prophet of the Allfather, we pick up inside your tent that you were provided by Beauty, as you guys are awakened by foot traffic of some alertness from outside your tent. You've completed the long rest, and now I ask, what would you guys like to do next?
Can we hear any conversation with the movement that would indicate what's caused it?
Do you have a higher passive than 12?
Do I? 13. Ooh, nice.
You do. You will hear various instructions being given, not shouted, but loud enough, like you would see it's like a personal conversation, and it's probably close to your tent. Essentially, like, you know, there's activity down by the river. We found an opening that wasn't there before. You know, report it to Beauty, and all these light conversations that will give you the indication that they have found what you guys had revealed.
Okay. So it is us that's maybe caused the stir.
Seems likely.
I guess we've got two ways we can approach this. We can either pop outside and say, what's going on? We've got no idea what's going on. Or we could just try and leave quietly.
Leave a group of people angry at us in our hometown.
I mean, that wouldn't be the first group of people we've made angry in our hometown, would it, Uncle?
No, but I don't feel comfortable leaving this happy place in uncertainty.
Oh, you are such a nice person, aren't you? So we're going to go and have to talk to the angry people now and try and, make do. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, we could help them. I'm not saying we have to be entirely honest, but we could certainly shed some light on things if need be, or just simply understand it as opposed to running.
Okay, I'll take your trust on this one, but maybe we need to think what we're going to do with your fancy man Daryl that you've just charmed. If he might recognise you.
Well, he knows we were down there because he thinks something happened down there.
Maybe we could charm him again. Maybe we'll look for him quickly as we get out.
We could.
That's when you'll hear the conversation. Where is she? I saw her. She should be around here somewhere, from Daryl, outside the tent.
I mean, I have to say, I'm going to be totally honest, Uncle. I think they're talking about you.
Well, better face the music then.
So are you just going to appear out of his head like, hello?
I will just kind of make myself look a little tousled in the hair, and I guess appear from the tent.
Okay. So you will step out of the tent, and Twilight, what are you going to step out, or you have another idea, or?
I'm just going to cast Mage Armor first.
Okay. All right. So what does your Mage Armor look like again, or this version that you're casting?
I feel like as it gets cast, it's kind of shrouded in black cloud today, and my clothes they feel darker now. My clothes, they don't feel so normal. They just look a little bit.
Gotcha. So it's like the pigments actually get darker. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Uncle, you step out, and as you do, probably 15 feet in front of your tent entrance, or your tent entrance there, you are going to see, dressed and looking proper as always, will be Beauty, as she's going to begin to very slowly clap, and she has 2 guards by her side, one of which is Daryl. She is going to look to you and say, "Congratulations and well done. Thank you very much for finding what we've been seeking for so many years." And that'll be the time that Twilight comes out to join Uncle. Ah, you're both here. Good. Now, did you find anything that you weren't supposed to? Because we're looking for something specific, and we can take it the easy way, or we can make this altercation less altercating, is what she'll say.
I found feelings I didn't expect to have last night.
Oh, Daryl kind of grabs his chest a little bit.
Yes, we did find an entrance of sorts, and were both attacked.
What didn't you tell me about this entrance, is what she says. I've already lost 2 people down there. I need to gain access to the vault. The book is in there, and we need it, is what she says, as her demeanor changes from like beauty to almost like this demonic kind of snarl.
I mean, we didn't get too far down there. I'm not gonna lie, there was this horrible spider as we got down there, and to be honest, we just walked away, or ran away from it before we got caught up in anything. We haven't been long to bed, and we got back, everyone's sleeping. We thought, you know what, let's talk about it in the morning. And it's just the morning.
Give me a deception.
Oh no.
This is what you wanted me to do that?
I just forgot I was -1 to deception.
I mean, you can help her if you'd like, to give her advantage.
Yeah, let's give you advantage. That wasn't too bad.
That wasn't
Let's
too
see
bad.
If we can go for anything higher.
Roll.
So what do you do to give her a little help? What do you say, or chime in, or how do you do that?
I'll support with like the story of the spider, how we were attacking it, and I'll give like give elements of truth, in a sense of like sent it away and then it came back to us, so there's like elements of that in there as well.
And Daryl's gonna say, look at her, Beauty, look at that. You can see there was an altercation. Her hair is all tousled and she's disheveled. She just kind of looks and says, "That's enough, Daryl." And he just kind of settles down.
So my highest roll out of the 2 is a total of 16.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
So she kind of looks as if she's doing this like parental look, like, I'm going to look at you square in the eyes, and I'm going to see if you're lying to me. Like, she has that motherly kind, because I've been there. And she's like looking and looking and looking, and she kind of, her demeanor changes into more of a, like a relaxed posture, and she just kind of says, "Well, could you help us get inside if we aid you help," is what she says. Because We really need to find that book. It's very important that we do.
What book are you after? You didn't mention a book yesterday.
Well, the circumstances were slightly different yesterday. The book that we seek is called the Book of Vile Darkness. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I'm assuming I haven't heard of it.
The Book of Give me a religion.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I would.
12.
I like things all dark.
You should roll too as Twilight. You can roll.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking.
Because this might be a little bit more up your alley.
I mean, I rolled a 2, but I do get +9, so it works out 11.
I would say, based off both of you, you have you said 11 and a 12, correct?
Yeah.
That's
I'd
it.
say that you spend like 30 seconds to a minute to basically kind of converse back and forth like you typically do, as if you're just having a conversation when no one else is around in the middle of a conversation. And you're going to be able to figure out that the Book of Vile Darkness is a very evil artifact that is really powerful and really dangerous in the wrong hands.
Okay.
Like, really bad.
Okay.
I think Uncle will probably just be like,
I'm-
after like 30
So
seconds.
do
Sorry.
you guys know Vecna? Vecna would be something that would have had something to do with this book, as along with other people or other things. So I'll just give that as a perspective.
So it's a happy Disney tale then.
Joyful,
Yeah.
light book.
Yeah, light reading, nothing too sinister.
Okay. Pretty much.
I think after like that 30 seconds of deliberation back and forth between like, do we know we have heard of this? When did we hear of this? When we kind of work out that it's like bad, she'll turn to Beauty and be like, that's a bad book though. That's really bad book.
Bad is depending on your point of view, is what she says, dear. What you would consider bad may not be as bad to others.
So with the book, do you want it for personal gain, or is it for a more a group of you that want it?
I would like to add it to my collection, is what she says as she kind of like takes her tongue and just kind of like slowly licks the front of her fangs and teeth.
See, that sounds quite fun.
You can insight check if you'd like.
Yeah, go on. Let's do an insight check. Oh, that's a strong roll. It's
15.
I got dirty 20.
You definitely know with the 15 that she wants a little bit more than just a personal collection, and the dirty 20 says she's looking to do something very dangerous with her cult beliefs or followings that you guys had discovered.
Oh no.
Could I might send message to Uncle. So this is just kind of looking at her quite intently, like, so Uncle, do we run or do we fight? I'm kind of tempted to maybe just leave them to it right now, but I don't think that's the answer I should be giving. Yeah, I'm sure. I think you could just reply back to me.
It's like 25 words or less, essentially. You could reply back, I think.
Right.
And X's and O's count as a word, I'm just saying.
Rachel, her simple reply will be, I don't feel like fighting over children here, but we could lie and say it wasn't there.
But we said we weren't down there.
Well, yeah. We could lie. Well, then we could lie.
I think we just maybe lied to get out of it. And just...
Yeah. Okay, right. I think that's probably all we're going to be afforded with message.
Yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable, Beauty, pulling a book like that up to the... I understand that it will bring good fortune to you and your people, but equally, from what little knowledge I have of that book, it seems quite a dangerous thing to bring up to the surface if it is down there.
she's going to look slightly disappointed, and she says, well, and as she begins to have her kind of monologue or dialogue, or she's going to slowly kind of walk over as you kind of see her tail kind of drop from underneath her kind of nice leathered armored jacket, and it just kind of like flows and sways with each like step she takes. It kind of times out. She's going to move slowly kind of behind the two of you, getting between the two of you. She kind of like puts her arms around both of you and then leans her head between the two of you, and she says, would you be able to please help us in any way get into this vault, at least? I mean, you don't have to be involved in finding or getting the book or whatever, but any information that you could provide to help us get to our goal would be much appreciated. And you can walk away scot-free. If not, and she kind of stands up a little bit, pulling her head back, it could be considered offensive. As she kind of slides her hand to her sidearm, just kind of tapping the top of the...
In this moment, because you know we opened the door, put in the treasure there, I can't remember the name of it now.
So I'm gonna kind of fill you in on what you would probably assume. The door behind you when you entered in was not locked or did not close.
So we left the door
Like
unlocked.
going into the tunnels, right? The only thing that was closed and that probably would have locked is the main door to the vault.
And so
Did we keep the key?
it's on the hand. The hand's holding it.
Uh-huh.
There's a hand. So I'm wondering, this is what I'm sort of want to maybe message over to Uncle. Do we get them down there and lock them in?
With the old man.
He'd be right. I don't know, it gets them down there with the book, but if we can lock them in, it stops them from being able to ever get out again. They did have teleportation circles, didn't they?
Unless I'm quite good with sleight of hand, I can take the key.
Now, you do remember the teleportation circles were not big enough for like medium character transport. They were for small items.
That's why we couldn't use it.
That's
So
why I had to get out.
that means they'd be stuck down there. And then
And if I remember correctly, there was a small tiny orb that you put into the hand that opened the main door to get in. And then you guys had discovered or got the key from the phase spider or the crazy spider. The key went into the door lock, and I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it I don't know if it vanished because it's been a while since and it would have vanished and went somewhere, or let's just retcon and say you would have taken the key out and closed the door and maybe given it to the old man to do as he wished with it.
Probably.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
So the key isn't there.
But the main
So the old
big
man would have the
door
key.
It's open.
But the big door, I'm wondering if
We're gonna retcon and say that's what happened because my brain doesn't remember exactly how the other one ended. That you guys would have just because he had instructed you to close the door behind you because there was a draft, if I do remember.
Yes,
So I would
he
say
did.
that there would have been a key there would have been a key that you guys pulled out. You may have even left it there or something like that for him to do what he wanted with.
So even taking them down there doesn't mean they're going to be able to get in.
No, so they can't get into there, but we could trap them in the tunnels. So there's the main door that we had to use that orb to get in.
Yeah.
If we kind
The
of
golem. What was it? That wasn't a golem. The water thing. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh,
The water elemental,
Elemental,
the creature.
that's
It left. If you remember, I think it like backed into the river, and the water line was dropped.
the only risk with that, we don't know if we can remove the orb from that hand on the main door at the front. But I'm wondering if we could lock them in the tunnels, then they'll just have a very gruesome end.
Oh dear. I don't know. I don't know. Uncle's having a real crisis of confidence because she knows to shut people in.
Okay, I'm gonna do an insight check here. Okay. So here's what happens. You're showing like visual signs of conflict in your body language. So Beauty's gonna like slide a little bit more to her left, which would be kind of your guys' right, I believe. And you just kind of feel this long kind of fingernail kind of hit the side of your face and kind of like drag down your cheek and kind of brush back what little hair may be there. And she says, "It's quite all right. I understand that your conscience is tearing at you, but do believe me, this is for the greater good. It needs to be done," is what she says.
I think Uncle's going to start crying and just like play up this level of conflict that she's feeling. It's definitely like a performance, and she's just like, "Have you seen that book? Like, I don't know much about it, but I know it's bad. Like you've been so nice, and I don't know what to do, because obviously you've given us shelter and kindness and understanding, and here I am. I just feel so uncomfortable." And she's going to play up this whole like absolute mental breakdown that she's having.
Go ahead and give me a performance.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a good roll.
that's a good roll. It's a 19 plus 13.
Okay, that definitely crushes her. You said 19 plus 13? Was it like 32?
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely you can see that it crushes her previous insight, in which she kind of like used to get a read on you and try to sway you a little bit. And she comes around to the front of both of you and she says, "Dear, dear." And she takes your hand and kind of pats it, trying to be comforting. "I did not mean to upset you by any means. It is my apologies. Perhaps you are telling the truth. Perhaps you don't know exactly what to do or anything about this. You're free to go," is what she'll say. And she's gonna like gather the guards, and Daryl's gonna be like looking at you and says, "Message me," you know. And he's gonna walk and follow her. She's going to summon other guards and kind of leave this encounter, because those persuasions and things are pretty much at a stalemate. She knows there's no reason to push it. She has no reason to push it. And she can see that there's genuine emotions and conflict and all these things. So she just tells you, go about your business, and moves along.
I won't give in just yet to like the fact that this is an act, but I'll just be like sobbing, like dabbing at my eyes and still like and getting Twilight by the hand and be like
yeah, and I'll be like, don't worry, Uncle, we'll go and get you a nice glass of wine, because that's not going to make you cry more.
So after a moment or two of continuing the ruse and being very successful at it, you know that the camp is pretty much cleared out of any guards. There may be like one or two lingering guards just to protect from intruders. There's guards on the outside perimeter and the towers, just like you had seen when you come in. But most of those that were inside the camp have followed Beauty down to the entrance and trying to figure out how to get in.
Okay.
Like it.
When we're out of earshot, I'll be like, "That was good, wasn't it? That was a good one."
I have to say, Uncle, that's some of the best performances you've ever done. I mean, it's nice we've not had to kill anyone, but at the same time, I did quite fancy trapping them all down to their doom. But you know, crying also works. I'm like really proud of Uncle, but at the same time, a little bit disappointed, like that we didn't get to doom them as
totally
such.
get it.
Yeah, but it made sense at the time.
I'm a little concerned they might get in and actually get this book.
I mean, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Can you message the old man? What's the message? What's the distance on message?
Let me have it.
I don't think it's far. I think it's like
120 feet.
Yeah.
Is the old man within 120 feet down, maybe?
No.
Okay.
No, he's a lot further than that.
That's fair. I don't think I have any other form of messaging people from afar. No, so I think we'll just hope that he survives.
He doesn't.
Okay.
Look.
Now, I take it you are going to gather your things and vacate as soon as possible in a hastily manner? Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
With haste.
So you will take leave with haste. You will have no altercations or no interactions. You'll be able to leave as promised, as they will be preoccupied trying to find this Book of Vile Darkness inside the vault. and we'll montage to where you will all... I'm assuming your next course will be to try to follow these maps and books and everything to go from point A to point B in the end game, essentially, correct?
Yeah, are we
So,
are we far from
go
the
ahead.
centre of Neverwinter City? Because we were just on the outskirts, weren't we? Or were
Let
we?
me show you the Neverwinter map. So you would be right about here, which is pretty much the center. Pretty close. You're...
Okay. What are you thinking? Shall we tell the authorities? That there's a demon worshipping cult trying to find the Book of Royal Darkness. I've heard of worse ideas. This could be quite fun. I mean, we have busted quite a few things in Neverwinter. Why don't we add more to it? Actually, can we? Shall we?
Yeah, let's tell the. Can we tell some authorities about the fact that there is
A devil worship.
Absolutely.
There's a devil worshipping cult?
To the House of Knowledge.
So on your way out, on your way out, you'll find some sort of local authority or town's guard that should be able to alert to that. You can see that there's not like a, how do I put this, not like a high alert, like they take notation, be like, we're going to look into it kind of thing. We got a lot of stuff going on here, but we've got this kind of, you know.
Cool.
So you could almost, I feel like we tell them, I'll just say that Daryl sent this message. Just to really confuse him.
Daryl's
I'm
actually
going to note that
a
down. Daryl sent the...
Oh no, Daryl's gonna get killed.
How for that, if they worked out how Daryl get killed, he isn't there. They would have really failed for that.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So you guys will take some time reporting and then vacate Neverwinter, and we'll montage for several days worth of travel as you begin working your way east. Let me change back over to our Sword Coast map so that we can follow along. You'll travel east through the Neverwinter Wood towards your destination when you come upon a familiar setting. There is the sound of a babbling brook, the colors of phosphorescent feywood flora and fauna, the sight of the ruined blue roof tower that started this whole journey. The vibe in the air is different, Twilight, than the last time you were here. There's a slight shadow that kind of overhangs the area, mixed with a subtle chill in the air. There is the sound of shallow breathing emanating from an old moss-covered ruin off to the right from where you both stand. It draws your attention as you see a withered, almost dried, husk-like body of a goblin, gasping whispered words. At first you think they're incoherent words, but then you hear a warning. Beware the spectral forces that loom in the ruins. Shadows. As the fading light that was there, like a candle, is snuffed from his eyes, and the last bit of breath kind of leaves what remained of his husk-like body. And Twilight, you can almost see the breath, cold, leave his body, as you know it's going somewhere, being a necromancer yourself. So I'm going to show us the Blue Roof Tower map, and I'm going to hopefully transition over for all of our viewers. Okay, so you see the goblin. The light has left his eyes. You stand there in front of you. You see other dried husk goblins in the distance near the tower with the blue roof. There is a bit of ominous shadow that kind of lingers around this tower that was not there before. And you can see the bridge that crosses the babbling brook that you guys had heard. So, at this point, I ask the two of you, what would you like to do?
Can I loot the goblin?
You can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is there anything on
Go
it?
ahead and throw me a perception check.
Okie dokie. 13. Yeah, 13.
So you do find some things on him. It is going to require a athletics check to free them because they've kind of like withered and dried with him a little bit. he may be clutching something.
Give it a go. I'm not that strong. 10.
Okay. You are going to find that he is currently clutching a scroll of sorts in his hand. And then you will see that he has a small, tiny little leather satchel. And inside the satchel, which you don't have to pry away, it kind of hangs there. You're going to find 20 gold pieces inside the satchel and 1 potion of healing.
Ooh. Could have done with that. Can I open up the scroll?
You sure can. And we are going to, because I'm just randomizing all these things. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Very easy Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 21.
It is going to be a scroll of identify.
Ah, fun. Scroll of identify. I feel like I'm sort of flicking through, and can I'm quite interested in necromancy and things like that, it seems. So, can I tell how he died or how they died?
He looks as if his essence, his life force, was literally sucked or drained from his persons or his body.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He shows signs of combat, but whatever attacked him or he dealt with, essentially, basically siphoned all of his life away. That's why he's kind of dehydrated or like a withered husk. As well as the other ones that you can see. They seem to have suffered the same fate. I'd say that you guys have traveled enough to see this was like a small little like traveling adventuring band or a party of goblins. They were just roaming around in the Neverwinter Wood and stumbled upon a tower. It looked like it might have some treasure and goodies.
Can we hear in it? Is there any kind of movement either around or within the tower?
Your past perception gives you just the ambience of the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go ahead and make a regular perception check to hone those ears in, you sure can.
Dirty 20. Nice.
Oh, you can definitely hear very faint, ominous whispers that sound very similar to things that maybe Twilight would have dabbled with in some of her experimentations of like learning magics and things.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like her kind of vibe.
I'm loving it. I'm so happy.
You got it.
This is definitely your tower, Twilight.
And this is definitely the tower that you found the Staff of the Beyonder in and that journal. It does look a little bit darker or more ominous, obviously. And you can see that there's 3 towers. There's 3 floors to this tower.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar. Or 1, 2. Is it 2? I think there's 3 floors to this tower.
This might be a silly question, but obviously I know I've been here before in a different realm. Do I feel like I've been here before in this realm, or is this feels very new to me?
Yep. Yeah, like I said, this is where you would have found the staff.
Yeah. Okay.
This same particular tower is where you found the staff in the journal that kind of started everything. Now, Uncle, I don't think the way the backstory kind of was written, I don't think you were part of the dynamic duo as of yet. I think is what you guys were talking about, if I remember many episodes ago. I don't remember.
So this isn't familiar
clearly.
to me, other than being here once.
By description, correct. Also, it's identical to the one that you would have encountered in the Feywood of Solaris.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more objects and things inside of it that you can kind of see through the light and the shadows than the other one. The other one was like completely stripped down and just floors and ruins.
This feels like a lovely place. It feels very calm, very cold.
It feels awful. We need to Well, we need to get inside, but equally, I don't feel like being drained of my life. So, would you or your kind of set some kind of barrier around the perimeter?
Would I have done?
I would say no. I would say that you just kind of explored from the last time and just kind of grabbed what you could and didn't want to wait around.
I think we're safe from barriers. I remember coming in before and we grabbed and ran. So maybe we should start making our way to the tower and seeing what happens.
Would it be feasible to believe that Uncle would have some kind of like fruit on her, like rations kind of thing?
Oh, absolutely.
It's arguably far too intelligent for Uncle, but when they get closer, she kind of wants to just chuck like fruit, specifically if she's got fruit forward, to see if it like withers at any point, to see if it's like any kind of like. I mean, I know it's not alive, but
how far and what point? Like you show me ping on the map, like where you're thinking. It's a good idea for sure.
Kind of around, kind of around where.
So you're going to throw it there, like when you get to that point.
When I get to that point, I'll throw it in a bit further.
Sure. Just go ahead and move your tokens to where you want to go. And then if you want to throw it, go ahead and give me we'll call it an athletics check.
Back here? Do we get to the bridge and then throw it?
Maybe just over the bridge.
Yep. There we go.
21.
Mighty.
Oh, okay. And
19.
where are you going to throw it? Up towards the tower?
Yeah, in towards... You can see the kind of like room that's around the tower. I want to make sure it goes inside that.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your athletics?
21.
Yeah. What you're going to throw it with enough elevation, because remember these white dotted lines are essentially like, I think it's like 10 feet up on a hill. So you throw it, you will get into like a broken or ruined window. You'll hear it hit the wood, and then you'll see kind of this swirling mist or shadow, and these kind of wraith-like screams just go around the fruit, and then it just vanishes, and there's nothing left but rotten, withered fruit.
Told you it was awful.
That was really good. Inspiration if you don't have it.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, okay, it doesn't look the most inviting of places, but you know, maybe we can throw some things at the tower.
Just continually throw apples to distract them and go around the back door wondering. I don't. Have you got anything that you can do to detect anything like this?
I've got identify as a scroll.
I have it as a spell, but
I've got mainly a lot of fight in me.
This is more on me, isn't it? I don't really have anything. Unless we look inside the tower, see if anything's starting it, because I can cast clairvoyance inside the tower to see if something inside is causing this. If there's some kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Do you know what I mean? Source. But I think that's probably all I've got in terms of sort of us just walking in there, which seems somewhat foolish.
I'm just looking at my various teleportation spells, and if we can just teleportate in without kind of going, do you know what I mean, without going through. But I think I've got invisibility, but again, I think I can only make myself invisible. I can't do it for both of us.
Again, I've got Dimension Door, but is this effect also apparent within the tower as well? Not just outside?
We could get a bit closer and try and throw something in.
Well, the apple actually went into the tower.
Yeah, it can.
You threw the apple into the tower. So the first thing that happened, the apple withered inside the tower. So you know there's definitely something inside the tower.
Do you think
where the apple landed, essentially.
Could we try and lure it out?
Lure it out, or like I say, do we look inside the tower? I can look in. We can hear it. We can hear it already. We've heard the voices, but I could look inside to see if there's something causing it, see if it is something that could be lured out.
Good idea.
In an obvious location. Yeah, in an obvious location that's unfamiliar to you, such as behind a door or around a corner, so within a tower. You can choose seeing or hearing.
Let's try that as a starting point.
A creature that can see the sensor can see it, but so it might be able to see, but I mean, it's worth a try, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so Uncle will cast Clairvoyance.
Okay. So it creates basically like a tiny little orb or something like that, correct?
Yeah.
That you can channel your sight or your ears through, essentially.
Yeah.
Which are you choosing? Hearing
Sight.
or seeing?
Seeing.
Okay, and you're gonna put it into the tower, essentially?
Yes.
And it's an invisible kind of sensor, correct?
It is, unless they can see invisibility.
Okay, and what does it operate only on your sight, or is there special statistics for it? Like, does it see an invisible thing?
I think it's just my sight.
I think it isn't about
Okay.
visibility. A creature that
Can see the sensor, such as a creature benefiting from seeing invisibility, sees a luminous, intangible orb. But
Okay.
outside of that, I think it's just my regular
Okay.
sight.
So and you're gonna throw it on the first floor. Let me see if I can do this. I got all these things. Oh no, I don't want to do that. In theory, this is a great idea.
I was reading this.
Okay. Now you guys should be able to see the first floor. I hope.
Oh, yep. Yes,
Yeah.
we can see that.
Okay. The sensor goes in and you can see everything that you see on the map. There is dark shadows, but there is no like creature that you can make out. Just it seems very ominous and dark.
I shall relay to Twilight. Exactly that.
First floor safe, as such. Well, not safe, but
I don't think going in there is safe at all. I think if we step into this,
it's going to trigger something. Trigger them.
Whatever happens, if we go in there, I think we're going to end up with our life force sucked like the goblins have been.
So I think, do we try and find a way of enticing it out?
I mean, we could literally just assault it out, but I don't have anything to help with that.
I've only got things that I could just sort of throw at the tower to try and damage it, but then it might damage what we're looking for as well. I'm trying to think.
I can make a tiny hut.
I can make a glow with invulnerability as well, but only where we...
Is it statuary?
It's statue of 10 foot around us.
Same, mine doesn't move. Well, I think we're getting to a point where we're just going to have to go in, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're just going to have to go in and risk it. If we start to feel our life force drain and run out again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a really quick way to die. This is a really quick way to die.
Can I confuse it?
There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see.
No, it's just, it's one of these things that's invisible until life goes there and then it must appear.
Mm-hmm.
I can misty step in. Then you can follow when one of us goes in and then drags the other one out. No, that won't work.
Let's just go in. We're going to have to just go in.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice here. We're going to have to go in.
Spirit guidance might be strong there though.
Yeah, but I don't have a person, so it's something I'm going to keep in my mind to use.
So you know there's one entrance in, and if you take a look at the map, there's a pathway that leads kind of around the elevated portion or the raised landmass that kind of goes right into the entrance. Now you could climb up from your current position on that side, and you can climb into the ruins. But as far as like one like physical door without exerting a lot of athleticism or acrobatics, you got to go around to the other side to get in.
I'm not particularly athletic, so
No, neither of us
I'm
are.
quite dexterous, but again, not particularly athletic, so we might as well go around the back.
Yeah, that sounds good. So
Okay, go ahead and move your tokens. You guys can start that process as you see kind of curled in the fetal position, one of those goblin husk. And you'll encounter another one who looks a little bit more in a painful anguish.
very stealthily, I think we're doing this, aren't we?
Sure, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Just to check.
Ooh. It's a natural one.
Same.
Oh no.
2 natural ones.
Okay. So as you guys get up there
Might interest
towards the
her.
doorway, that is when you're gonna peek in and peer in and see the shadowy kind of aura and kind of how the shadows are a little elongated and stuff inside that first floor, like you saw through the sensor, is going to basically draw up and form as these 2 kind of ominous glowing eyes are there. And I think we're going to go to an initiative because this thing forms.
It sounds silly, but do I recognise it?
You would know this to be a wraith.
Oh, it's just a wraith. I wonder if it was a wraith that I recognised.
They do look a little different than the wraiths you've typically seen. I'll give you that.
Okay.
All right, Twilight, what do you have for your initiative?
10.
And Uncle, what do you have for your initiative?
22.
Okay, and there is our wraith friend. All right. So, Uncle, you are first. The wraith is second, and Twilight is third. So, Uncle, this thing forms directly kind of where you were seeing all the shadows and now has a set of like glowing ominous eyes as this billowing smoke just kind of perpetually rolls. It looks as if it's off the floor, maybe hovering a little bit. It does not look friendly.
Cool. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians on
Awesome.
myself.
Nice.
And tell us what Spirit Guardians
You
does.
call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you are good, which she is, they form angelic or fey, so they'll be little like fey creatures. When you cast a spell, you designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it, so obviously Twilight won't be affected by any damage from it. Any affected creature's speed is halved within 15 feet, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage. Half as much on a
Okay, so
success.
I think that's going to that little pink light there that's on you, that aura is going to represent
Yeah,
on your
perfect.
token.
Nice.
Yep. Those are active.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's her turn.
Okay. So the creature is going to go right at the edge. So it has to make a, what save is it?
It's a wisdom saving throw, DC 17.
And it only has a 12, so it's going to take some damage.
Cool. Hold on. 2, 10, d8 now. 3. Ooh! 6, 7, and 8.
Oh, nice.
Gosh, hang on a minute now. 8, 9, 10.
I can't even help you.
21 points of radiant damage.
Excellent.
I was going to hate that.
And as soon as it does and it takes that damage, it immediately is going to back up. Right back to where it was. And it just kind of like undulates and it looks and it kind of hisses and snarls. And that is going to end that wraith's turn. So that brings us to Twilight.
So funny enough, I have quite a lot of spells that cause necromancy damage, which I don't feel like might be best on a wraith. So I'm going to try a bit of fire, but not fireball because we're in quite a small tower. I've got a spell called immolation. Immolation?
Yes.
So which is one action, 90-foot range, flames writhe one creature you can see within range. The target must make a dexterity saving throw. It takes 8d6 fire damage on failed save, or half on the successful one.
Okay, what's the dex DC I have to beat?
19.
Oh, fails.
Yay! So it's going to take... Immolation, where we are. I clicked the wrong spell. 8d6. So let's count up as we go.
Wow.
So 6 add 2 is 8. I'm going to have to do this as I go along. And then 8 add 6. Add 6 again. 8 add 6. Sorry, 8 add 6 add 6. Add. Oop. Sorry. Add another 8. That's 20. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that is enough. That's 28 fire damage.
Awesome. Okay.
Let's mark off the spells.
It is definitely feeling the effects from the fire as it is trying to. You see that the eyes kind of like jut around, trying to assess the situation and figure out what to do.
Excellent. I'm going to stay next to Twilight, next to Uncle, because happy Fae radiant damage is quite nice to have around me right now for once in my life.
Mm-hmm. And that'll bring us to another creature who has kind of slipped around the outside. It makes its appearance and it starts to go forward, but it almost seemingly, as it does, it halts as if it was told by something or maybe an ally, don't go there, with the screams that you heard earlier. So it kind of halts and it's going to hold an action. But that will end its turn and it'll bring us to Uncle.
Uncle will move into the tower. If you move me in a bit, because she wants that thing to start its turn within 15 feet of her. Yeah, exactly so. And light up the tower. Because then we'll have to make its saving throw on the start of its turn, and that's lit up the whole tower, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. So that will be quite a useful place to pause herself. And I think, because she's concentrating on that, I think that'll be... I can't think of anything else to do right now. No one's been hurt yet, so yeah, just moving in and maintaining concentration on the spirit guardians.
Absolutely. So that'll bring us to the first wraith's turn. So he has to make a
wisdom save.
Yeah, he fails that. So those Fae-like protectors are going to just attack this wraith.
Yep, 15. Nice. Points of radiant damage.
Good for us, I hope.
I mean, it's good for you, yeah. It's still alive or around, not necessarily alive, but around. But you can see it's starting to fade and it's losing kind of its form a little bit, as if it's holding on by threads of its materialistic kind of properties that it has.
Cool.
And it is going to fly through because it's already taken the damage and figures it needs to. So that's 5, 10. So it goes through Uncle. does a 20
That's
successfully hit Uncle?
Oh yeah, it will. It will absolutely.
Okay, so you feel the icy chill of this creature kind of going through, kind of briefly possessing and dealing damage to you, and then it passes through. And it's going to do 21 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
And then I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Oh, 19.
Okay, that's good, because you would have lost a lot of feeling of life. Statistically, it would have reduced your hit points the same amount.
Ooh.
ow.
Until you had like a long rest, I'm pretty sure. So that's where it ends its turn. Because that is as far... Oh no, it can fly a little further.
I think its movement might be limited while it goes through the Spirit Guardians.
Is it?
An affected creature's speed is halved in the area.
Oh, then I got it. That's as far as it can go. This particular one is going to enter in, and he's going to make his wisdom saving throw because it's the first time he enters. He is also going to fail, so he will take some Spirit Guardian damage as they attack him.
Yeah, that is...
Or it.
18.
Oh, nice. And then he is going to finish the rest of his move now that it's half going through Twilight. So Twilight, let's see. That's a 22.
That hits.
And then you as well will take 21 points of necrotic damage and give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
No worries. 21 damage. Constitution saving. That is a 14.
That is exactly what you needed, so you passed it.
Yay! Good.
All right. And I believe it's going to be, I think I jumped the gun. Twilight, I think it was your turn.
Cool. Yeah, that's...
Jumped the gun a little bit.
That's alright. Gave me some time to take some damage. I'm going to... The one that I haven't hit, which I think is the one directly in front of me.
Yes, that's the one that looks the roughest. That one.
Okay. Roughest. The one that's the roughest, I might try some magic missile on it.
Okay.
Just trying to get it down is the plan. So I'm going to cast a 4th level magic missile. Which, how many of those does that is? 4.
A lot.
It is, isn't it?
I think it's like 6 or 7.
That's 6.
You get 3 for the first.
4, 5,
6.
6.
6 missiles.
Cool, let's do 6 missiles at it.
Okay.
Let's add up as we go. 2. Add 1. Add 1. I'm going to roll another one. Add 4. You can.
I'm adding it up, yeah.
Add, I think I've got another 2. Another 2. Add 4. 14.
Now, each one of those are a +1. They get +1 on. Did you already add that in?
No, I didn't actually. I forgot. So that would...
Yeah, so you get 20.
Nice.
All right. So the first missile that goes towards that one is going to take it out as you watch it just kind of and scream. So we can redo. I think the first missile was like 5 points.
It would
4 + 1.
Yeah.
All right. So if we take 5 points, so the 15 points, the missiles are going to curve around and go directly towards the other one, and we'll add the 15 onto the other one.
Cool. Let's do that.
So it takes the 15. And all right.
Thanks.
So it is gone. All right. And then that Wraith has already taken its turn thanks to a goofy Grin Master who jumped the gun. So we're going to come back to Uncle.
She will... Can I see the map? You can, sorry. So the one below Twilight's gone, isn't it?
It is. Let me mark it as. We'll just make it disappear.
Okay.
Gone.
So it's going to start its turn within 15 feet of me anyway, but I'll just take a step in. Just, you said, pull me under it, just like that.
Awesome.
So that I can also, on this turn, cast Cure Wounds on Twilight.
Oh, thanks very much, you lovely.
I'll do it second level. So you get back 2d8 plus 5. Let me just quickly work out what that is. Oh, I'm rolling
You're
really
rolling
well
nice.
today.
I'm rolling rubbish.
12, 17 points of healing.
Oh, thank you very much. And that'll be her turn.
All right. So that brings us right to Twilight.
Okie dokie. What am I going to do? Just have a little think. I hit it with a little bit of firebolt because I forget how much more powerful my firebolt is now at level 12. Although, would it be a disadvantage if it's right in front of me?
It will.
Maybe I won't do that. I might hit it for another magic missile at level 3. So I'll be doing 5 projectiles. So if
Correct.
I count how many I'm doing, you count what I'm adding up.
Yeah.
So that's a 1. Add a 3. Add another 1. Add a 2. Add a 3.
That's 10
Plus 15. So
15 total.
So 15. Okay. They are successful as they hit the target. It is crying out in pain and anger. It's very weakened. Still viable target though.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I laugh at the joy of it looking weak.
All right. So it's going to go and it has to make its wisdom save. It's going to fail the wisdom save. Those fey-like entities are swarming.
20.
That's an amazing roll.
And how would the fey-like entities like to take
They're like tiny little fairies, and they're just slowly going to just like nibble away at it until it like dissipates in glitter.
I love it.
That's
I love
cool.
it. It screams as it's kind of munched away, and now it is gone. You're going to notice that the color that looked kind of gray and ominous inside the tower and just outside brightens back up. The ambience kind of gets a little, like the volume turns up on the ambience outside. The fake creatures are a little happier, a little louder. The brook is a little bit more babbly. Like, it's a lot better atmosphere.
I think I preferred it before. I think it's just come and been uncle-fied, it seems.
Your uncle's gonna like summon all of her because they last. If I concentrate, this stays for 10 minutes.
Does it?
So you've got 10 minutes of these fairies just with us, just like she's just like petting each little one.
Are you telling each one thank you? Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
the temptation to cast counterspell on you right now is strong to get rid of the happy radiant fairies. I feel like we're just going to dust ourselves off a little bit. Maybe I'm going to take a quick moment to myself and I guess start having a look around the first floor of the tower, seeing what's in front of us.
Okie dokie. So what you see? Oh wait, I got one more layer.
I can't hear.
I got it's more. Okay. She's okay.
Aha, there we go.
Ooh.
There's the first floor. So entering into the first floor, you can see what looks like a cold fireplace. Hasn't been used in quite some time. There's a lot of ash and cinder that are in there from previous uses. You can see that there is a broken kind of tea or coffee table. There are several broken chairs. There's a set of spiral stairs that go up into, or that once went up into the second level and third level, but they stopped because they're kind of broken at the second level, and they're kind of hanging or in the middle of the air, because if you look up, the second floor is basically kind of like jagged and broken from age and time and battle, etc., etc. There's kind of a once lavish-looking green velveted settee couch that's kind of riddled with rot and time and mold and things like that. And then there's this old, beautiful-looking rug that is tattered and worn and dirty, is what you currently see on this first floor.
This is on you. Uncle is totally concentrating elsewhere on the fey creatures.
That's absolutely fine. I feel I'd be looking around just like this could have been. This was such a nice place at one time. It's a shame it's gone.
As you are looking around and walking around, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That is a 15.
So as you're kind of examining maybe the fibers or the moss on the settee couch, or kind of moving things gently about with your staff, you're going to come, there's a difference in sound and flooring, like right around where that coffee table would be, underneath that ornate rug. It sounds like hollow wood, not like solid wood.
Cool. Okay. I think I'll sort of be trying to shuffle the couch out of the way.
Sure. Easy enough, you can move it. Yep.
Roll up the rug.
And you peel back. Yep. Peel it back to reveal a wooden, like hatch.
I feel like calling down to Uncle. Uncle, I found something you might want to look at. Get away from your tiny fey things. Come up and have a look.
As the last little fey creature just kind of lands on your hand and just kind of gives you a gentle peck on the nose and then away.
Wander over and review. You said the seeming trapdoor, I'm guessing, kind of thing.
Yep, it is. Looks like it's about a 3.5 to 4.5 foot square old wooden trapdoor that's kind of been set into the floor so that it's like flush with the flooring. Once had some sort of lock on it, has now been rotted away or something to that effect.
Does it look does it look like it's got any traps on it, or?
You can make a investigation since you're searching for traps.
I can do that. Investigation. Oh, yeah, I'm quite good at that. Ooh, that is a 24.
This is not trapped, and if there was any traps, it probably would have been triggered a long time ago.
Okay, cool. So I'll sort of get my hands and knees, and is it quite sort of dirty or mucky or anything? Probably is.
Oh yeah, it's definitely dirt and grime and dust of age and time. It doesn't look like it's been revealed in quite some time, so this could be like the first discovery in a century or more, maybe. But it looks like all the dust and things would have settled through the rug, etc.
I feel like I've been loving this right now. I'd be like, this is amazing. This is, I'm a wizard, and this is like old and historic and a bit damaged. So I feel like it's the happiest you've seen me in a few days. Yeah. So it doesn't take much, but yeah, I was going to slowly peel back the door.
Okay, as it groans and squeaks after years of being settled in its position, you're going to look down to see that it is an unlit space below, probably a cellar of sorts. There is this kind of straight up looking set of steps that are more like a ladder than an actual traditional set of steps that you can climb down, or cellar steps, I guess is the proper, that you can climb down into this lower area. Dark vision will kick in if you have it.
I'll cast.
If not, it's just dark.
I'll cast dancing lights down. Yeah.
We do 2 sets of dancing lights going down. Yeah.
They will illuminate, and when they do, kind of from your perspective, you can see there's this, like, shadows being kind of thrown to where there's probably multiple objects that are like out of your visual, but down in that cellared area.
Do you fancy going on a little trip?
Always. Head down.
Yeah. Is there like a ladder taking us down?
It's like cellar steps, so it looks like a ladder, but they're actually like steps.
Oh, they're not wooden. Would you say they have more stone?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I was trying to think of whether to cast Featherfall in case we fall down.
She's going to snatch that potion of healing off you before we go first, so that you've just found on the goblin.
Oh yeah, no, you can take that.
Yeah, she's going to nick that, and I'm going to take that just before we go down, just to boost myself back up a little bit.
I've also got a superior potion of healing.
Oh, that's all right. This is. She didn't get too badly hit, but enough that I'd rather boost it back up a little bit. Yeah. It's the whole 6 points that she gets from it.
I feel like you've just had just a really big glass of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who is leading the way down into this dank, dark
Yeah, this
undercellar?
is your home. You
Yeah.
go first.
This is a Twilight. Heads up, I'll be going first.
Okay, so you begin to slowly make your way down below. You can smell that it's very earthen under here. It's very dusty. You can see that based off when you start getting into more of a visual, there's a lot of cobwebs and dust and debris that's settled. It hasn't been disturbed in a long time, and it shows it. You're going to look around to see that this is some sort of secreted workstation or vault full of experimental objects. Some of them are incomplete. One of them in particular stands out, covered in dust. It's a helm that is resting on a table. And that's what you got, as the dancing lights illuminate everything. It's probably about 15 feet by 15 feet in space, so it's kind of cozy and tight, but enough that one or two people could have experimented or built things down here and kind of locked them away for safekeeping.
Ooh, this looks fun. I feel like I'd like to go down, just carry on going down, and sort of follow the dancing lights, and just start having a look at what was being worked on and what secret kind of were kept down there.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yep, that is not great. 7.
You're seeing there's a lot of old, dust-covered and fragile pieces of parchment that look like they would have had notations made on them, schematics sketched on them. There's just bits and pieces of various metals that look like they may have been forged or twisted in such a way to create a piece that would attach or form an artifact potentially. There's various bottles of tinctures and different fluids that are either long evaporated or broken through time or something like that. It looks to be like an artificer's kind of laboratory.
Do I recognise any of the writing on the parchment?
What languages do you speak?
Oh, good question. I speak Common, Elvish, and Halfling.
They do not look familiar to you.
Can I
wave them in front of my nose?
Right, I didn't know I was going to do that. Uncle, does this make any sense to you?
I think it's just common and sylvan for me.
This does not look familiar to you either.
Tell you what, there's a spell that can help with this, isn't there? And I think either of us have. It would become really useful.
Yeah, I don't know it.
No, nor do I. I've read about that somewhere.
Did you say there was a helm?
There is a helm, yes. It looks like it is complete. It looks very wondrous, and it's kind of resting all by itself with a little bit more of those notations and diagrams, etc., by it. It's covered in, like I said, cobwebs and dust and dirt.
Can I ritual cast Identify on it?
You sure can.
I shall.
So after taking some time to ritually cast that, is there anything you wish to do while she's ritually casting that, Twilight?
Just having a think. I just wanted to maybe look around. Is there anything on the walls or anything like that at all, or can I see any?
There's different shelves and places where tools that would hang, and other books and items would have once been they've been either taken or they've rotted away beyond any value. but nothing other than that.
Can I cast my mind back to see if I know of any artificers that I could think this may have been?
You could do a history check if you
Yeah.
like, kind of reflecting on everything. Sure. Everything you've probably learned over the past several weeks since your return.
Brilliant. It's a 6 plus a 5, so 11.
I mean, nothing really jumps out or stands out.
I think I'm really frustrated now. Just like, I just can't think. I feel like I'm an intelligent character. You can't recall anything from things right now. So it's just, I think I'm just trying to think. Have I been here before? Apart from, I know we've been in the tower. Have I been down here ever before?
No,
I haven't, have I?
Nope. No, when you discovered this tower, you would have been so like overwhelmed with all the things, and you just like kind of quickly took a look, and the thing that jumped out to you was literally that staff and that journal.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And you were like, okay, I'm not going to push my luck.
Like that.
So we'll say the ritualistic casting of Identify completes at this time. And you will identify this as a wondrous artifact known as the Helm of Transference. When you blow the dust and the dirt off and take a better examination of it, it is made of platinum. And the top of the helm literally looks as if it's like got the kind of caverns or whatever of like a brain. So it looks like the top is like the top of a brain. And inside, like, there's like gold inlay between those little tiny cavities or whatever that between the brain tissue.
Yeah. Does it?
And you would go ahead.
I was going to say, is it like halfling size?
It's a wondrous item, so it can go any size. Currently, it's medium size.
Yeah.
You could have put it on me.
Can suggest it.
What your Identify would cast essentially is that you believe it allows one to transfer their consciousness, their knowledge, or even essence can be put into artifacts, magic items, homunculus, and even humanoids or homunculi. So you can like basically transfer what you want of yourself into something else or someone else.
You have to wear it to do that.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Could we? I'm just wondering if anything down here has been transferred. Anything to?
Obviously, all related to Twilight.
I would feel confident to say that looking around, there's nothing that would have that. It's all kind of disrepaired or disheveled or whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming you've relayed this.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess that would be like.
And you would definitely know that the notations, there's a stack of parchment and stuff that has like the schematics on kind of how he went through the process, all written in another language that you don't understand. And it feels like it's either journaling or instructions that are kind of like with this particular item.
Gotcha. She'll pass it towards you and go, well, if we can't read the instructions, there's really only one way about knowing how to use it, and she'll offer it.
What is that? Do you have in mind then? We put it on your head.
Do you want to leave my consciousness anywhere?
There's no consciousness really to leave, is there? Oh, that's mean. That's what I would
She's
say.
not bright.
I'm going to try it on. Yes.
Do it.
I probably would, I'm not going to lie. I like a bit of chaos. I want to try the helm on.
Sure. So you put it on and it kind of fits very comfortably. Uncle, you see it kind of like shrink in size to where it fits quite proper on her head. You take some time to kind of like go through what Uncle kind of learned from it, and we'll say after, 15, 20 minutes, you feel as if you've got the gist on how it may work or attune to. So essentially what I kind of had designed this for is you could put kind of like being able to transfer different parts of you into other things. So you could create, without copyright infringements like Horcruxes from Harry Potter, you could put your element into it. Or if you wanted to, you could transfer a lot of your knowledge and essence into basically like a clone or homunculi. That way you could use your homunculi and you could all those things. So
that sounds really cool. I think about how we can use this cleverly. Does it suit me? I'm thinking
it definitely will take on. It takes on a proper shape, so it kind of shapes into something that would fit your design or your motif. So if it's darker colors, the platinum kind of goes into like a darker metal, and perhaps like the gold inlay would go to more of like a purple look or like a rainbow or marbly look. Like it just kind of designs itself to fit. So it looks really well, yes.
Okay, I'm going to put it on and be like, sort of show Uncle there. Should we see what it looks like on you?
Happily.
Put it on you to see how pink and garish it goes.
So is this the reason we were here? To collect this helm?
Maybe it is. Maybe it's something that can help protect us. If something happens to us, we can leave our consciousness somewhere so that people will know what's been going on and how we're going to help save the world.
I don't like the idea of splitting myself though.
I would like each one of you to make a... Let's do a history check, and I'll give you advantage for this.
Okay. Ooh, I'll do that. I'm going to leave it for me. I'm not going to make anything.
Ooh, okay. Dirty 20 for me.
Yeah, I rolled a
Awesome.
7 and 4, so 8.
Awesome. So, let me try to... Okay. I think it'll click in with the Dirty 20, Twilight. It'll click into your head that the last time you were in... or on Solaris, you met someone, I believe, named Imon.
Mm-hmm.
And you encountered Imon, how he was stuck with multiple personalities that have been trapped in his head.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, this is a really cool item for you to do things like if you wanted to create different things for yourself, but this also could be very helpful to get out those entities from his head.
We can help.
But I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to kind of throw that out there. By no means, do with it what you wish.
Are you going to tell me this?
Probably, yeah, I would tell you. But I am thinking we could
begrudgingly,
but we always thinking we could make it more chaotic and put some more personalities into him.
Just leave it.
Yeah. I guess maybe we could let them know.
Uncle's.
But you bring up a good point. You could do that. You could transfer something into like your head, and then when he puts it on, if you were to get it to him somehow, it could put knowledge that you wanted to know into it.
That we could upload a bit of us.
So essentially, you could upload as much knowledge as you wanted from your person
It's a cloud.
and your essence into it. Exactly.
It's a
Oh my
system.
gosh! Does Uncle still have it on her head?
Exactly.
It's still on your head currently. I put it on you.
Uncle was just going to upload Daryl. It's the memory of Daryl.
Yeah. Oh. There is a bunch of downloading going on for Daryl.
Yeah. Poor NPC.
Love Daryl.
In all seriousness, this seems really useful to somehow get to him. How do we get it to him?
I don't think we can. We could maybe draw. Could we draw a picture of it in the book and then it magically appears? Do you know what I mean?
Teleportation book.
Yeah.
Well, we have to get back to Solaris to give it to him.
Now remember, you do have that magical piece of parchment that you got the key from
I
too.
think maybe we let them know
We have
got
it.
and then
We store it.
we can store it in the locked box
Mm-hmm.
with your music, some music that you keep it in.
Mm-hmm.
It might be hard to. I mean, I could always try another teleportation circle to get us there, but we know how badly they go.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, while Twilight has to think about if she wants to risk a teleportation circle, Uncle will upload absolute. Well, she's just going to upload absolute filth for a little while, and then we'll get out the book, and we'll suggest we note to them that we have something that would be useful to help Eamon, or Eamon, but we don't know how to get it to him.
Okay.
We could. Yeah, and I think it'd be good after Uncle's done putting Daryl in the helm.
And you take it and put the useful stuff
I
in.
will take it and put useful information from the books that we've learned and what we found in the tower.
Don't forget, there was a letter that you received from Daybreak, if I remember correctly, about this tower. There's still some more exploration that needs to be done.
There's a backpack, isn't there, or some sort? Or...
Correct. It's locked in a desk on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
That's what the letter had said.
So I'm thinking we need to finish this tower up. So maybe what we could do is we finish this up, and then once we've got all the information, then we'll send it like bigger email as such.
Yeah. We'll put some very prominent ellipses, like we're still typing, and then come back to the notes. I'm really looking forward to the episode where he gets this helmet and gets all the information.
It's like literally the 3 dot bubbles on a text message, just there. Got it.
I would like to spend some time uploading some detailed images of the life-drained goblins, because that's the last dead thing I saw that I've taken quite a lot of information from. It's not what they're going to like, but it would be in too much grotesque details of the withering of the body, so they maybe might feel a bit sick.
Okay.
And then do you want to, once we've hit our ellipses, should we head up in the tower?
Yeah.
You say the 2nd floor was gone.
The 2nd floor, I'll show it to you. It's literally like you can get up to it from the steps. The 3rd floor has 0 access to. You can look up and see above it. But like there's a portion, as you can see on the map, is pretty much like broken away. So you'll be able to take the spiraled staircase or stairs up to the 2nd floor and gingerly get onto the 2nd floor. And you can see the 2nd floor looks like it is the bedroom. There's once a very lavish plush bed that was there. There's like a comfortable chair, a small side table, a rug. There's another fireplace up there. Books are tossed about, broken bottles. There's an armoire that is like in disrepair, kind of against the wall. And then you can definitely see that you can get up to the 3rd floor, but you're gonna have to find a way up because there's no like stairs or ladder or anything.
I mean, we go on. Have options. We can either dimension door up there.
That was option number 1.
Or I can polymorph you up there, turn you into a bird and send you up.
I mean, why don't you dimension door? I just misty step my own way up. If you want, you're more than welcome to polymorph me into it. Are you just going to do it without my free will?
No, because if I don't do it with your free will, you get to make a wisdom save against it. So,
okay, fair enough.
No, so, well, save using 2 spell slots. I can take you with me 3 dimension door up there.
Yeah, that's good. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay. Now you got the 3rd floor, you dimension door, you walk right out, and you can see up here is basically a library or a study of this artificer or whomever inhabited the tower. There is a beautiful desk that has 2 windows that you can look out of, shelves that are broken down full of old bottles of different experimentation fluids or things like that, various tinkering tools and instruments that are kind of broken or tossed about, books, chairs that are broken. It's just chaos up here, but the desk seems to be very sound, and there is multiple drawers on the left and on the right of this desk, all of which have a lock, small enough lock for that tiny little key that you should have.
I went into the tower in Solaris to get auntie out. Is this familiar?
No, when you went into that tower, it was just floor.
Got you.
Everything else was empty and gone.
Gotcha. In which case, then, should we produce the musical notes? Because we put it inside the
box with
box with the music sheet, didn't we?
Yeah.
To
Play a little tune.
to play the tune to get the key out.
Well, the box you should be able to open the box.
Yeah, but I think we put the key inside the music sheet, didn't we? To store it.
Go ahead and do your performance to withdraw it.
17.
Oh, easy enough. What does your song sound like to retrieve it?
I think last time it was a kind of like eerie Celtic tune.
It was like a Celtic.
Yeah.
Same tune.
Yeah.
Okay. So the key will then vibrate to the top. It'll be tangible. You'll be able to retrieve it.
Okay.
Shall I take it?
You do it.
Just grab it. And
Which side do we go to, the left or the right? There's 3 drawers on each side.
I'll pretend I'm doing some kind of like divination over it. I'm doing nothing at all. But I'll pretend that I'm like trying to divine which drawer it's in.
all right, go on, you do this. Which one do you think it is? Yes.
I think it's in the left.
In the left. Okay, shall we just start? Let's go row. Let's start bottom left.
The bottom left looks like the biggest drawer that could contain a backpack.
What a chances!
Gonna think she's actually psychic at this point.
I mean, I did half get this. Yeah, I'm going to go for bottom left drawer then. Just put the key in.
Okay. Yep. Turn the key. You can hear it unlock. You pull open. It's tough. You have to tug it because you know how old drawers, they get stuck and things. But when you pull it out, there is a backpack inside of it. It fills the entirety of the drawer, and it looks like it's kind of been tucked in nice and tight to make sure that it closes, but it is in there. And I would say while this is happening, I would say that Uncle, you, with your passive perception, see something, a book of sort that seems to stand out that is resting underneath some other kind of debris on the desk.
Oh, I'll pick up the book. I'll be intrigued.
Mm-hmm. It is going to, the book itself is a like yellowish gold in color with gold inlay, and there is going to be kind of a symbol of a dragon's eye in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Opening it up, you can see that it has very fine vellum pages. The edges are like gold. And this book is written in a mixture of that language that you had in the notes and common. So it kind of goes back and forth. The common bits that you are able to read are going to identify this book belonging to a dragonborn artificer named Thraken Mystic Scales. You flip through probably over half the book that is written in this strange kind of language that matches the notes from the basement until you come to the next portion written in common that that indicates that this Thraken Mystic Scales was captivated with the theory of planeswalking, or the ability to walk through or travel the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to say that he believes that there is a resident inside a tower known as the Tower of Twilight that has achieved the ability to planeswalk, and has been doing so for quite some time as he is attempting to calculate and research and investigate the tower further, and that'll be where his journal or book ends.
Super. So someone who has been resident here can do it. Would we assume that would be daybreak? I don't know.
Oh, me.
Or you, yeah.
Previous me. That's what I'm wondering.
Previous you can do it.
Because I sort of can quite badly at the moment.
Mm. Yeah.
We could, and daybreak.
Yep. No, definitely. I suppose while I'm doing that, you're probably rummaging the backpack.
Yes, please. What am I finding?
There are 3 items that come out of this backpack, all of which are very pristine and magical in essence. The first you pull, actually, I'll have you roll me a d6.
Ooh, okay. A 4.
Okay, the first you pull out of this backpack is going to be an item that is extremely large for what this backpack should be able to hold, but you keep kind of pulling it out, is a beautiful looking bow.
Ooh.
It has multiple strings, and it resembles a lyre or a small harp.
Ooh, fun.
Like, is it just one of those things where I comically keep pulling it and it just keeps coming out? And
Yes, correct. Correct.
I feel like I'll pass it to Uncle as I'm getting things out.
I don't actually know how to play a lyre.
It is a long bow, by the way, too.
Yeah. I think this might not be something either of us can use.
Not well, at least.
No, we can try. That's cool, though.
Okay, so pretty epic longbow.
Okay,
Roll me a d6 again.
another 4.
Okay. The next thing you pull out is this dark hooded mantle of thick cloth. And it's definitely teeming with magic.
Ooh.
The color of the cloth is this very dark gray, almost black, like it seems to like shimmer a little bit.
I love this. It look.
I thought you
Yeah,
would.
I'm like, do I recognise it at all out of curiosity?
You do not.
Okay.
And then the last object you go
I get.
and pull out is a colorful harlequin domino mask that is edged with pearls.
That sounds nice.
Colors of like a dark emerald green and red and gold all about. It has tassels that kind of hang from the side of the mask that has little bells that kind of jingle on it.
I can cast Identify on you should you need.
I think that might be good, especially if one's covered in magic. Was there magic on the mask? Or coming from the mask?
Oh, all three of these items are very magical.
Okay.
You can definitely feel it.
So all of these that come out, I guess it will be probably going to take me about half an hour, 10 minutes for each one. But
The bag itself is you've used one of these before. It's a Hayward's Handy Haversack.
Ooh.
So it's kind of like another version of a bag of holding.
yeah, so can I mean, like I said, I think it'll probably take quite some time, probably take about half an hour, but sit and identify each of these items.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Yeah.
We can just montage
You
through
can read
your
the book.
experimentations and things while you identify me.
I'll give you the book to read.
Which one do you want to identify
We'll start
first?
with the longbow first. We'll do them in the order they came
I
out.
thought so.
Yeah.
It is known as the Bow of Melodies. So you can play one of the following melodies by plucking at the strings. There is the melody of precision, the melody of reverberation. So as you play one of these melodies, you basically use the bow to make a ranged weapon attack, and then you choose which one melody you're playing by pulling the strings back, like a lyre or a harp. Melody of precision, if you are proficient in performance, you gain a +1 bonus to the attack roll. If you have expertise in performance, you gain a +2 instead. Or if you do the reverberation, the melody you strum echoes loudly. On a hit, the target takes an extra thunder damage equal to your charisma modifier.
Oh.
It's kind of set up for Upward.
Yeah, that sounds banging.
This does sound good. Yeah, she's got proficiency in the necessary things, and having a charisma mod would be useful for this.
Oh yeah, proficiency longbows, very nice.
I'm not proficient in longbows though, that's the only thing.
Oh no, long sword.
Long swords I can use, but I'm proficient in the other things.
You could potentially gain the proficiency of longbow. I think there's a way you can do that through feats and things.
Oh.
But you could still use the item, and you just
Don't add
don't
your
get to use.
proficiency
I think
bonus.
add your proficiency. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Which Which is the next item you wish to
The
identify?
mantle, the thick cloth mantle.
This is considered or called the rogue's mantle. So this dark hooded mantle is very made of thick cloth. It is infused with secretive and deceptive magic. While you're wearing, you gain the following effects. You gain dark vision up to 60 feet. If you already have dark vision, you get to increase it to 120. You can move in the shadows. While you are in dim light or darkness, you can use a bonus action to teleport along with anything you are wearing or carrying up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see that is also in dim light or darkness. You then have advantage on your first melee attack that you make before the turn ends, so it's very beneficial to a rogue. The last thing is the Willful Amenity. You can cast the Antagonize spell, and it gives the stats for the DC on it from the mantle. Once the mantle has cast the spell, it cannot cast the spell again until the next dawn. And last but definitely not least is the Jester's Mask. This is a colorful Harlequin domino mask with the edges and pearls. While wearing the mask, you gain the following benefits. Charismatic Focus. You can use the mask as a spell casting focus. You gain a +3 to any spell attack rolls and spell saving throws. DCs to use charisma as DCs that use charisma as a spell casting ability. There's the Marvelous Escape that you can use. When a creature hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to disappear in a puff of smoke and colorful sparkles. You take no damage and instead teleport along with anything you are wearing or carrying to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of yourself. Once this reaction is used, it cannot be used again until the next dawn. And then there's Topsy Turvy. When you roll a 1 on a d20, you can treat the roll as if you rolled a 20 instead.
Okay.
Once this property is used, you cannot use it again until the next dawn.
Nice.
I feel like you're just instantly going to grab the bow and put the mask on and be like, this is great.
Yeah, well, all this will be obviously relayed to Uncle. There's some pretty useful stuff here. What are your thoughts?
Well, I feel like this must have been someone's at some point who's living here. I don't know if it's this Dragonborn's, the Artificers, his name being... Thank you. I wrote that down, I couldn't see it. Was there any note in the bag or anything?
No note. It's a good assumption. You can put 2 and 2 together. This was probably from Daybreak because he wrote the note. So he probably went around collecting these things and stashed them here. You're also sure that he also was the one that left the staff that you acquired along with the journal.
This must have been things that he wanted to keep and he must have just picked them up on his travels.
Well, undeniably useful to us.
Absolutely. But put the robe on and just be like, does it suit me? Yay! You're anything but honest, aren't you, Uncle?
So what now? We have the backpack, we have information of one from here who could plane walk. I guess that's what we want to now.
I feel like we need to get back to Solaris at some point.
Which means we need to learn how to plane walk, but we don't switch off. If Thrak can learn how to do it.
I mean, I do have my wondrous staff, which is meant to, from what I remember, help me teleport. Or
It does. It can. And you were still trying to learn to use it, but you could use it that way, correct?
so we have got a way of getting back and getting these things to them, but
Well, we don't really have much else left here.
what we remember. Trying to remember what we've got left to do. I do quite like it here, I have to say. This tower is quite lovely.
Yes, but there are bigger things at play. If we've... I think... Is it time to head back to Solaris?
Might be useful. At least we can help Iron with his multiple personalities. Actually, I guess we want to put some information in that as well, won't we? We probably, we need to download stuff into the helm.
I think we did, didn't we? Is there anything else you want to add to it?
Maybe the stuff we found.
Well, we know Daryl's in the helm for sure.
Poor thing.
And the goblin's in the helm as well.
Graphic details of both.
Now, don't forget, there is an endpoint you guys got to get to first.
Yeah.
The actual Tower of Twilight. This was kind of the blue roof tower along the path.
That's true.
So we've got to keep going.
Let's keep finding the tower.
Yeah, next tower.
Did we have a map to the Tower of Twilight?
You do have the one map that has the marks, and it says, the one was the blue roof tower that you made it to, and the next one says your
That
tower.
was it.
That's
here.
it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
two
forgot
towers.
there was
for some
two
reason.
towers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Maybe we should take a bit of a long. Maybe have a kip here tonight.
rest and carry on tomorrow.
Sounds like a good plan, but not gonna lie, I'm feeling absolutely rubbish right now after fainting some wraiths.
Yeah. What?
So where would you guys like to set your camp at if you're going to take a long
I
rest?
will cast Lehman's tiny hut so that we can get a
Beautiful.
long rest.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to do it in here? It seems as safe as any with it being like on the third floor. It's hard to get.
Yeah, we can look out.
Yeah, we've got vision. It's hard to get
Yep.
to. So up here seems like a safe place to do it, or safest.
Okay. So you will cast Lehman's tiny hut.
Yep.
Is there anything else you guys want to discuss before we close out this chapter of our tale?
Not for me. You got anything? Any last things you want to do before bed?
No, just want to try and have some time to myself away from Uncle tonight.
Okay.
too much loveliness today. I need more darkness in my corner.
All right, so we've reached the end of this special chapter of our tale. I want to thank you, ladies of the Insight Chicks, for joining me and playing. And ladies, if you wouldn't mind telling everyone where they could find you.
At Insight Chicks on Instagram. That is it for us.
As for me, if you liked what you saw, check us out on YouTube, Creating Grin. You can please click and subscribe on the button down below. Smash the bell button to keep up to date on the newest episodes. Please leave us a comment. You can thumbs up the video if you like what you saw. You can find us on our socials. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at crit_eating_grin. We're on TikTok at Creating Grin, all one word. And if you want to chat with me or some of the Crit crew, you can hit us up on our Discord, which is Creating Grin. And until next time, keep grinning.
Okay, bye.